Hello, my name is Rosanamod, and welcome to the rosanamod podcast. Want to modify your life? That is corny, but I'm going to keep it in there. This variety show brainstorms solutions for everyday challenges, unlocks your secret potential, think outside the box with creative ideas that improve your business and your life. Get inspired with special guests, get motivated with how-to projects for the whole family, and learn that life is too short for anything less than being happy. Laugh with me or at me, it doesn't matter. Somebody's going to laugh. Welcome to the rosanamod Variety Pod. This is your vessel and host, Rosanamod, aka rosanamod, online only. Unless you want to call me rosanamod in person. That's going to be kind of creepy. All right. Today is episode 60 or 60. This is awesome, right? When I get to 100, I have to think of something to do. If you guys have any ideas, please send them out. I have 10 staple foods that I use in everything that I eat. I mix them in with recipes or I have them by themselves. I will add positives and negatives to some of them, positives to all of them, of the benefits that they have, and also some warnings on a couple of them. The warning that I want to lay out to everybody right now is, please, if you are taking any kind of medication or if you have any kind of heart issue or high blood pressure or whatever that you have, please check with your doctor before using any of these following foods that I am about to list. Number 1, grapefruit. The positives are there's only 52 calories in a grapefruit. That's one of the lowest caloric fruits you're going to find out there. Number 1, it suppresses hunger. Even the smell suppresses hunger. Did you know that? You can just sniff a grapefruit if you don't want to eat it, and it's going to make your brain react in a way that it's not hungry anymore. Not sure why that works, but it does. It helps the immune system. It helps resist diabetes. Heart health, it's very good for your heart, and it's got antioxidants in it. So if you, like I said, if you take any medications with this is the warning, it might overdose you. Okay, and have an adverse effect. And the reason is because it's just so strong. So just be very careful with the grapefruit. Number 2, spinach. It helps your bones, it helps your eyesight and immune system. It repels bacteria and viruses, which is good to know. It promotes heart health. It has a lot of folate and magnesium, which means it gives you energy. Now, I didn't tell you how I use the grapefruit. I got to backtrack real quick. I just eat it raw, so that's really all I do with it. I don't do anything special with the grapefruit. I just like to eat it raw. Okay, in the spinach, I put it in everything, mostly everything. If I have soup, I'll put a little bit in my soup. I cut it up and I give it to my dog and I mix it in her dog food. She doesn't even know she's eating it, but I know it's good for her. In my breakfast omelet, I put it in my sandwiches. I'll mix it in with just about anything I use it as a kind of like a garnish on most of my food. So whatever it is that I eat, I'll always put spinach in there. Number 3 is yerba mate. For those of you who don't know what that is, if you've ever seen a gaucho in South America, or if you look up gaucho, which is basically a cowboy, you'll see them holding this round gourd, and it's emptied out, and it has like a metal straw, and they hold their thermos. Or you've seen soccer players from Uruguay with the thermos. And it's a cultural thing for us. The gauchos use it to stay awake while they work the fields because it is so high in caffeine. It's 78 milligrams per 150 milliliter cup. It's really strong. It's like Rockstar times 100. But anything that boosts energy like that and keeps you awake like that means that it speeds up your heart. So that's your warning. It will speed up your heart because that's how it works. Now, the positives on yerba mate is it lowers your risk of cancer. The cancers included are prostate, breast, colorectal, colon, and endometrial. It's also high in antioxidants and promotes your heart health. The negatives are it does show here some blood pressure, raises your blood pressure, and also some pregnancy loss. If you're pregnant, you really don't want to take too much of this, and just be very careful. And how do I use it? You drink it just that way. You put hot water. That's why you always carry the thermos. You put hot water inside it. You let it sit a little bit, and then you add some sugar. I add sugar because if I drank it without the sugar, it's so bitter. Yeesh, it's like you can't even imagine. I can't. I try to get used to not drinking it with sugar, but I can't do it. But I drink it because it's a weight suppressant. So it works like the grapefruit. I like to call it astringent because it feels like it's shrinking my stomach. That's what it feels like. It doesn't, but it feels like it does to me. Number 4, yogurt. I like Greek yogurt, but any kind of yogurt. Has protein, high in protein. It's good for osteoporosis, promotes heart health, good for weight reduction, and boosts your immune system. And how I use it, I replace sour cream with yogurt. I put it in my soup. I put it in, desserts. Like if I have a pie or whatever, I'll put it in desserts, replacing Cool Whip. I like to trick my body into thinking that it's Cool Whip. So I just like yogurt. I'll eat it by itself. I'll drop some strawberries in there or some blueberries in there, and I'll just have my own dessert, It's so easy. I mean, yogurt, really. What else can you do with yogurt? Actually, there is something else I do with yogurt. I mix it in with, and my mother actually gave me this recipe. She'll have water and yogurt alone as a drink, as a cold drink. So it's like a diluted yogurt drink, which is weird, but it's actually really good. And there's something about it that fills you up. There's that astringent feel again to it that makes you full. I mix it with bananas, strawberries, and I'll make my own shake. I'll just put a little bit of water so it's not so sticky, so it makes it more fluent. Number 5 is olives. I always have olives because sometimes, I don't eat after 8 o'clock, but sometimes if I work late and I start to get hungry, I'll just eat a couple of olives because it just, it feels like that tartness it helps suppress my hunger is what it does. The positives of olives are vitamin E, very high in vitamin E, antioxidants, really good heart health, osteoporosis, and prevents most cancers. If you have high blood pressure, you don't want to take this because, be careful, because it's very salty. But it also depends on the kind of olive. Now, I like the green ones, right? But the black ones are good too. If you notice the flavor, they're not as salty. So there's a difference. But the olives are olives, and they still have the same benefits. Number 6, you're not going to like this one. I know you're not, but Brussels sprouts. Now, I happen to like Brussels sprouts. I like the texture, and I like that tartness. I'll tell you how to prepare it. Put it on a low flame in a little pot. I'll pour honey on it. Not a lot, maybe like a quarter of a cup. Mix it in a little bit, leave it in there. I'll put a little bit of olive oil in there. Yes, olive oil and honey. And I'll let it simmer for a little while. Put some water, just a little bit so it doesn't stick. And then just kind of watch it until it's tender. And when it's tender, that's how I eat it. Like my vegetable side. So if I have, chicken, I'll have a little side of Brussels sprouts. I don't do this every day, but maybe a couple times a month I'll incorporate Brussels sprouts in my meals. And this is how good it is. There was a study made, I don't know where the study was, but I did find that 2 cups a day of Brussels sprouts actually reduced the negative cell formation 30%. 30%! It was fighting disease. So I have to believe that bitterness in the flavor of foods is actually working towards against some kind of disease or for your immune system. Did you notice that? That most of the foods that are bitter seem to be bitter is better for fighting cancers and fighting disease and helping your immune system. Now, the benefits of Brussels sprouts are obviously fiber because of the texture. Vitamin C, it's like 150% in vitamin C. Whoever heard of that? Vitamin K is 250%. Crazy. Isn't that nuts? That just sounds crazy to me. Okay. What else? It reduces inflammation and it detoxifies. So this is good for inflammation. If you're anti-inflammatory, this is good to know. And lowers your blood sugar and diabetes. Number 7, honey, my favorite. Now, it really depends on the kind of honey that you take. Raw honey is going to be better than the one in the little teddy bear bottle. That little teddy bear. You know which one I'm talking about. It's good too, but the raw honey is always going to be better. You can always tell the raw honey because it's a different color. So look for the raw honey. Antioxidant, antibacterial, antifungal, and it actually has hydrogen peroxide inside it. hydrogen peroxide. Did you know that? I didn't know that, actually. It kills infections, in other words. And there's a certain type of honey called Manuka. I'm not sure where it's from, but Manuka, it heals wounds. So they actually put it on the wound, literally on the wound, and it acts as a anti-infection medication. Like it helps regenerate the skin. It's good for the immune and the digestion, and of course sore throats. Now they have risks here, they say, that aren't good for kids, and it causes all these problems for babies. I'm just talking from my own experience. I have 2 children, and not children anymore, but they are adults and they are perfectly fine, and I've always given them honey. I put a little bit of honey in their milk sometimes. I used to dip their pacifier in their milk when they were crying and being fussy, and never had a problem. They still don't have a problem. They drink it with their tea. They're good. Okay? That's my personal experience. I can't speak for everybody. Like I said, everybody's got their own health issues that you have to take care of with your own doctor. Number 8 is ginger root. Now they have ginger root in the form of, an actual root. I found powdered ginger. It's the same exact thing. It's just powdered. Look at the ingredients. The only thing it said was ginger. It seems to be a lot more potent. You can put that on your foods as well. I have both. I have that, and I also have the root. And let me tell you what I do with the root. I cut it really thin into thin little slices, and I put it in my soup. The more you put in there, the spicier it's going to be. I would even say put it in your chili, because it's almost like a really strong pepper. And after I finish the soup, what I do is I eat the ginger. You could eat the ginger, put it on salads. I just scrape some of it on there like you do the cheese. I use the root. It's just a little punch, Now the positives, it's got gingerol in it. Gingerol is the main bioactive compound that actually heals. Okay, so it's an antioxidant. It's an anti-inflammatory. It treats nausea, especially with pregnant women. It's good for weight loss, obviously. Good for osteoarthritis. Helps your bone density, your blood sugar, heart disease, indigestion, lowers your cholesterol, prevents cancer, and fights Alzheimer's, and helps your brain function. It actually helps your memory. This is crazy. Ginger is amazing. If you don't have it, really, just get it. Here's a little tip. I wrap my ginger root in aluminum foil and I keep it in my fridge. That way it lasts longer. So anything you wrap in aluminum foil will last longer anyway. Number 9, olive oil. Who didn't know about olive oil? Come on. The more extra virgin, the better, which means it's more pure. Now, olive oil, does come from olives, obviously. It's from the olive fruit, itself. So if the olives have benefits, and of course the olive oil is, I use olive oil in everything. I don't use regular oil, is what I'm trying to say. I use olive oil instead of regular oil. So I don't fry most of my food. I really don't. I put it in my pasta. I will even give it to my dog. If I notice that she's constipated, I'll give her like a teaspoon. I'll mix it in with her food. She'll eat it. She won't even notice. And then it'll help her digestion, just like it helps yours. Here are the benefits. It's got unsaturated fat. The fruit of the olive tree has oleic acid, and that reduces inflammation. It fights cancer. It's an antioxidant. It is known to prevent strokes, which is good to know. It's really good for heart disease and type 2 diabetes. Those are really good benefits. Now, keep that in mind. Number 10 is lemons. Lemons, always have lemons. I am a lemon head. Absolutely love it. The positives are it's good for heart. It's loaded in vitamin C. Controls your weight, again, because it's a tart. It prevents kidney stones, anemia, reduces cancer, and good for your digestion. How do I use lemons? How don't I use lemons? I really do put lemons in everything. I put lemons in my salad instead of vinegar, which vinegar is another staple I have. I didn't add that because I only picked the top 10, but this is what I use most of. The vinegar I'll use in my salads, but if I don't have vinegar, or if I'm out, or if I just want something different, I'll put the lemon juice in there. Lemons in soup, lemons in vegetables. Lemon in your water, just incorporate. And if you mix all of these foods together, like if you like, you don't want to put bitter with bitter. For example, Brussels sprouts. You don't put lemon on your Brussels sprouts because it's already bitter. So you need to counter the bitter with something sweet, which is why I use the honey in the Brussels sprouts. So anytime you have like a bitter food, you want to counter it with something sweet. And that's really the trick. So, for example, grapefruit, if you can't stand grapefruit because it's too acidic and you don't like the taste, well, then you can have yogurt with it and then just put like maybe like a vanilla yogurt. The yogurt, I know a lot of people that don't like yogurt, they can't stand it. You know what? They have different flavor yogurts. You can get the ones with the vanilla or, something sweet that you like. At least have some of it because it is good for you. Olives, I know a lot of people don't like olives either. Okay, there's different types of olive. They've got the green olives and they have the black olives that don't really taste like very much. You can cut them up into pieces and mix them into something. A bean salad, for example. You wouldn't even taste it in a bean salad. And ginger root, it's spicy, like I said, but you could still incorporate it into your foods. At least your heart and your body is benefiting from these foods. I would think that it would behoove you to have some olives in your ingredients, don't you so? Anyway, I don't even know why I did that. And that's it for now. I hope that this benefited you guys. Try to use those staples in your food. Get yourselves healthy. And on that note, I'll let everybody go. I will talk to you guys tomorrow for my Saturday Spanish show. And don't forget to tune in on Monday for meditations. And if you need to look at this article on yerba mate, or you're not sure what it is, or you're curious, look at my show notes below. I have links always included in all of my episodes. Also, if you like the show and you want to keep it going, do support it. Rosanamod Shop is on Facebook, rosanamodpod@gmail.com, and follow me on Instagram at rosanamod. I think that would be probably the easiest way to contact me. I get most of my emails there. That's it. Talk to you guys soon. Talk to you tomorrow, actually. God bless you. And how do we end this? Every day. How do we do it? What do we say? I don't hear you. Ciao.